Imagine yourself standing on a beach at night. Above you stretches an ocean of stars, each one a sun, many with worlds of their own. You're witnessing something extraordinary, the visible edge of infinity itself. Tonight, we're going to take a journey that will forever change how you see your place in existence. Let's start with something familiar. The room you're in right now. Maybe it's 20 feet across. Now think about your neighborhood, your city, your country. These feel enormous in daily life, yet Earth itself, with all its nations and oceans, measures just under 8,000 miles across. That sounds massive, until you realize that sunlight, racing at 186,000 miles per second, circles our entire planet 7 times in a single heartbeat. The moon hangs in our sky, seemingly close enough to touch on clear nights. Yet between Earth and Moon, you could fit every other planet in our solar system with room to spare. When Apollo astronauts stood on that distant shore and looked back, Earth appeared so small they could hide it behind their thumb. Every war, every empire, every life that ever existed hidden behind a single thumb. Now we accelerate outward. The sun, that blazing furnace that has warmed every face that ever turned skyward, sits 93 million miles away. How far is that really? If Earth were the size of a marble, the sun would be a beach ball sitting 80 feet away. At highway speeds, driving there would take over a century. Yet this distance, which we call an astronomical unit, becomes our new ruler for measuring the solar system. Jupiter, that giant storm-wrapped world, orbits 5 times farther from the sun than Earth. Its great red spot alone could swallow our planet twice over. Saturn's rings, those impossibly delicate bands of ice and rock, span a distance greater than that between Earth and Moon, yet are thinner than a razor's edge when seen sideways. These giants patrol the outer reaches of our planetary neighborhood like ancient sentinels. But we're just getting started. Beyond Neptune, in the frozen darkness where sunlight is 1,000 times dimmer than on Earth, begins a realm of ice and shadow. The Kuiper belt, home to Pluto and countless other frozen worlds, extends like a vast ring of debris. Here, a single year-one orbit around the sun can last centuries. Water becomes harder than steel. Methane falls as snow. Even this frozen wasteland is merely the suburbs of our solar system. Far beyond, perhaps 1 trillion miles from the sun, drifts a sphere of ice and rock called the Oort cloud. These are the raw materials left over from our solar system's birth, frozen in time for billions of years. Comets that grace our skies begin their journeys here, falling sunward for thousands of years before we glimpse their glowing tails. Let's pause here to grasp something profound. If our entire solar system out to Neptune were shrunk to the size of a quarter, the Oort cloud would still be a sphere 50 feet across. We've traveled so far that the sun itself would appear as merely the brightest star in the sky, its warmth unable to raise the temperature even a single degree above absolute zero. Yet compared to interstellar distances, we haven't moved at all. The nearest star, Proxima Centauri, lies 25 trillion miles away. If the sun were in New York City, Proxima Centauri would be in Los Angeles. At the speed of our fastest spacecraft, reaching it would take 70,000 years longer than the entire history of human civilization 3 times over. This is where miles and kilometers fail us entirely. We need the speed of light itself as our measuring tape. Light takes 4 years to reach us from Proxima Centauri. When you see that star, you're literally looking backward through time, seeing it as it existed when you were 4 years younger. The night sky is a time machine, each star showing us a different moment in cosmic history. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, spans 100,000 light-years. If our solar system were a grain of sand, the Milky Way would be the size of North America. Within this stellar metropolis spin 400 billion stars, perhaps 1 trillion planets. Somewhere among them, on at least one world, molecules learn to copy themselves. Cells learn to cooperate. And eventually, minds emerged capable of contemplating their own existence. The Milky Way has a neighbor, Andromeda, approaching us at 250,000 miles per hour. Don't worry, it won't arrive for 4 billion years. When it does, the night sky will transform into a spectacular light show as two galaxies merge in a cosmic ballet lasting millions of years. Despite containing nearly 1 trillion stars between them, the spaces between stars are so vast that not a single stellar collision may occur. These two galaxies, along with about 80 others, form what we call the local group. If the Milky Way were a dinner plate, the local group would fill a small room. But this room sits in a mansion, the Virgo Cluster, containing over 1,000 galaxies. The mansion itself is just one building in a vast city called the Laniakea Supercluster, home to 100,000 galaxies. Here's where our minds truly struggle. Light itself, the fastest thing in existence, would need 500 million years to cross Laniakea. Within this incomprehensible volume drift galaxy clusters like scattered islands, each containing thousands of galaxies, each galaxy containing billions of stars, many of those stars warming planets we'll never see. Between these islands of light and matter stretch cosmic voids, regions so empty that a beam of light could travel for millions of years without encountering a single atom. These aren't empty spaces waiting to be filled. Emptiness itself is the rule, and matter the rare exception. The universe is far more nothing than something. Now we approach the ultimate horizon, the edge of the observable universe, 46 billion light-years in every direction. Wait, you might wonder, if the universe is only 14 billion years old, how can we see 46 billion light-years away? Because space itself is expanding. While light has been traveling toward us, the space it travels through has been stretching like taffy. Beyond this observable boundary lies the true mystery. The universe could be infinite, containing endless copies of everything, including you. Or it could curve back on itself like the surface of a sphere. We may never know, because the expansion of space itself creates an absolute horizon beyond which no information can ever reach us. Consider this final thought. In all this vastness, on one small world orbiting an ordinary star, atoms assembled themselves into molecules, molecules into cells, cells into you. You are the universe examining itself, a collection of particles that learn to wonder about their own existence. Every atom in your body, except hydrogen, was forged in the heart of a dying star. You are, quite literally, star stuff contemplating the stars. The universe doesn't make you insignificant. It makes you extraordinary. In all this emptiness, all this darkness, you exist. You think, you feel, you love. Against odds so astronomical we don't have words for them, you happened. And for a brief moment, the cosmos knows itself through your eyes. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember you're not looking out at the universe. You are the universe, looking at itself, and in all its vast emptiness and blazing suns. Nothing is more remarkable than the fact that you are here to witness it.